How's it hanging, Rasmanites? Today, Dollhouse Season 1 concludes as I take a look at the Unaired Pilot Echo. Today, on the Rasman's Reality. Alrighty, straight up, that intro is probably going to be the longest part of this episode, because quite frankly, the only reason that I'm even reviewing the Unaired Pilot Echo is for completed sake, because I said that I would review this whole entire set, because this is the only case, really, that I have to fully side with a network, especially a network as screwed up as Fox has been, and particularly with Josh Whedon. But Fox absolutely made the right call when they told Josh to redo the pilot for this episode and create Ghost. Because Ghost is 1,000,000,000 gajillion times better than Echo. Echo has some interesting elements to it, such as a very iconic opening shot where Echo is in the sleep chamber that the dolls sleep in, and that's the first time you see it, and it's a really nice close-up scan back into full screen shot. Really great shot. But that's the only thing from this episode that I would have liked to see in Ghost, because everything else in here was fleshed out so much better throughout the actual pilot and the subsequent entire season 1. Because the elements that were explored in this episode is Echo has flashbacks of previous missions, or imprints rather, as a doll. And we all know by now, if you watched all these reviews or seen the show, that Echo dealing with memories from her imprints is not something new to her, but it's something that they revealed and explored so much better during the show than in this pilot. In this pilot, it was just a bunch of random flashbacks. In the show, it's much more drawn out, and you invest much more into what's happening to her. And the other thing that happens in this Unaired Pilot is that the introduction for Ballard, his whole reason for doing what he does, is completely different. And there's lines from other episodes, scenes from other episodes that were moved to those episodes because they originally aired in this pilot, and they work so much better in the episodes they're in than they did in this pilot. This pilot was just an absolute jumbled mess. So I don't know if Josh just didn't know what he wanted to do yet, or Elijah didn't know what she wanted to do yet, or a combination of the two. Maybe everybody involved in the entire show just didn't know where they wanted the show to go and what they wanted it to be. But compared to what we see in Ghost, this thing is not good. It's a great thing to have for completed sake for the set, and it absolutely should have been on here. But in comparison to Epitaph 1, which I talked about in the last review, and the fact that it's so good, and that it really should have been broadcast everywhere, and the fact that you had to wait until the Blu-ray to be able to see it, Echo, I can definitely understand why they didn't put it on the air. I'm not slamming the show, because the show is great, but this particular episode doesn't have the feel and flow of the show, and was just there for completed sake. And bonus features, and that sound you just heard that tried to distract the heck out of me, and possibly may have picked up on camera, are geese. We have geese that congregate in front of our apartment pool all the time. Yay. But anyway, that is your Unaired Pilot Echo, and with that, we're done. After beginning these in 2009 and then not being able to pick them up until 2010 because of various factors, and taking all the way until 2011 to finish, we are finally done with the extensive breakdown of Dollhouse Season 1. So go back and click on the Dollhouse is Real playlist if you missed any of these or just want to get your Dollhouse fix. And then when I can get Dollhouse Season 2, we'll come right back and do more. I know originally when I did Ghost in 2009, I talked about the fact that I was going to do a character breakdown and reflection episode to conclude this series, but it will be much better served if I do it at the end of Season 2, because we can talk about the entire show as an arc, not just Season 1. So, like I say, hopefully I'll get Season 2 soon, especially since it's on such an amazing price, which I should re-clarify is actually $22.49 on Amazon. During Epitaph 1, I said it was 47 cents. It's actually 49 cents, so I do want to correct myself on that, but still an amazing price for a season of a great show on Blu-ray, so hopefully I'll get it sooner rather than later. But I will definitely be doing Season 2 reviews when I get it. Until then, thank you for sticking by me through these reviews, and this actually ended up being a lot longer than I thought it would be, so ignore that little coming out of the opening line, and I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed the ride of this entire series, and I will be back on Monday, and I will tell you guys to post your questions for the 1,000 subscriber thank you. This is reality according to the Razman, and Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.